Monday, July the 13th. A little bit grey, a bit overcast, but still quite pleasant. But fresh enough for Will to not feel it's too warm. Watch yourself, Will. Getting caught up in the branch there. But also what's finding interesting is how sometimes these stepping stones, somebody's obviously been, if you like, playing around with them. So somebody's literally made lots and lots of stepping stones at the moment, and they've also put a log there. Almost like imagine them creating like a little dam. Yeah. Sort of wonder if they were making up stories or creating, like, you know, I don't know, little battlefields, trying to protect things. So I'm gonna Gosh, she's very lively this morning, aren't you, Will? Came to me then as I did my live yesterday, which I hadn't done for 2 weeks, so I didn't do it the previous week. So I don't know, anybody who does lives, you never quite know who or who may not you know, watch your stuff. So there's that unknown. You do it, you know, anticipating that maybe at some point somebody might gain some food for thought from your reflections, and yeah, it was just thinking about a couple of people's comments actually. One person had mentioned about, you know, forgiving yourself is, you know, much harder, they felt, than forgiving others for them. And that's something that I'd been reflecting on, amongst other things, in my live yesterday. It was about, you know, anger and emotions that are involved, and how it's not always your own stuff. You can be taking other people's stuff, you can be trying to protect others from other people's decisions and impact, but you can't always do that. And I was sharing about forgiveness, and interestingly, even in the Lance Secretan book, again, the passage in there talks about forgiveness of yourself first, and acknowledging your own humanness and vulnerabilities and frailties, so on, which I think was sort of in line with what I'd been sharing. And then my cousin put a comment on, which again was lovely, that she'd made the time and effort to sort of be on my live. I always find that really lovely, that people do actually take out their time to do it. And she said it actually gave her time to stop and sort of reflect, and a little bit of time to evaluate. That's how she saw just spending that little bit of time accessing my life and the stuff that I was sharing. And I thought, yeah, that was a lovely way of seeing it actually. Giving just some focused time to stop and reflect, evaluate, take stock if you like. I think maybe the lockdowns perhaps brought more time to do that for people. I think outside of that space generally, don't think generally from my experience people really give it enough time. And I think it's quite important, in fact I think it's vital that we give ourselves space and time to stop, to reflect, to pause, and to capture your thoughts, raising your awareness level, thinking about how you might do things perhaps differently moving forward, what are the things that you might maintain because they work well. Some people do that by doing it mindfully and keeping those things in their mind because they create a mindset. Some people might do that through the use of art and collage and so forth. Others might do that by reflective writing perhaps in a journal of sorts. I'm a writer, so that tends to be what I do. I've got many journals I've written in. Oh well. I did start to look back, and I think I had a couple that I thought, they were about 3 years worth. Morning. I thought it'd be useful to reflect back on. Hello. And see what came up when I did read them. Still might do that actually now I'm saying it. I think it's just like anything, it's committing to what you're saying you're going to do, and then creating some time around that. And I have done that with my post-its I was doing every day. I haven't quite done and I mentioned a few weeks back now about doing that bit of daily exercise outside of my, in addition to the walk. I haven't actually been doing that consistently. And now thinking about the reflecting of the journals, so yeah. I might actually do that, give that a little bit of time now, because I think Kaylee's, my daughter's going to spend a bit of time with Willow from about midweek for a sort of week or two, so it will give me that bit of time to go, okay, what can I make sure that I'm putting in place with perhaps the exercise as well, actually. So yeah, I think I can definitely consider creating that time to do that. Oh well. Go. Oh, there's that I can't remember it now. I have to find it when I get back. Look it up. That Rudyard Kipling. I think that's the. I think the saying, the quote comes from him. I think, and then it was the one that was on the was it the Lloyd's advert a while back now about if we have no time to stop and stare, and it was a whole piece around basically the importance of taking time to stop, take your surroundings in, really, breathe in, enjoy it, take it in for all it's worth, as opposed to rushing through life from A to B to C to D to E to Z and back, and not really noticing the beauty of things around us. And Willow's found a lovely piece of bark, haven't you, Will? See what to one person is an absolute piece of rubbish, to a dog it's great for the teeth and nourishment. How is it that we view it, Will? It's like having, the way I view it anyway, all bran flakes, fibre. Willow's getting a fibre. Come back this way, Will. Will. Had your fibre, now let's pick up a few more berries to go with the breakfast cereal. Willows. Ooh. I'm Will. So guys, perhaps have a bit of a think today about how much time you're putting in for reflection, and if you're not, then how to go about making sure that you're creating some. What will it take to make that happen? And also any other, perhaps like I was just saying there, are there any new actions that you need to consider putting in place to enable you to maintain whatever you need to, or support other areas of your life moving forward. And a bit of time within that to stop, stare and take in the beauty around you. Have the rest of a moochy Monday, and I shall speak to you later, guys. Take care, bye.